Hey guys, this is Al from clickspread.com. Today we're going to be talking about another controversial issue. It's basically when to say no to your clients and your prospective clients. All right. Now, this is one of the big issues that business owners are dealing with because what happens is there's a point when you have to say, no, I can't do that. No, I refuse to do that. No, I don't want to do that. All right, so here goes. The reality is that if you are in business, there is a threshold that your client crosses over that becomes something that you have to say no to. Okay, and to avoid this problem, what typically happens is you have to establish the boundary way ahead of time. It's not something where you can avoid it. You actually have to do it prior to you actually getting in to business and off before you start offering your products or your services. Now, typically, when you're in business, you want to establish those ground rules way ahead of time because there is a myth that you've often heard repeated that the customer is always right. And the reality is that there are times when your customer is dead wrong. All right. Here's the thing, if they knew everything that they needed to know about their business and about marketing or about whatever service you're offering, they wouldn't be coming to you. Okay. So you are the expert in certain things, and there are certain times that I have to say no to certain clients that we have. And the reason why is because I want to protect them from disaster. And there are certain things that they don't know. And if you really care about your clients, there's a point where you have to say no and mean it. All right. So, what I mean when I say you need to set up your guidelines or your dividing line from the beginning means that you need to clearly delineate in your terms of use on your website. You need to let people know, your salespeople know, hey, you don't just say anything to get them to sign. There's a point where you have to say, look, um, this is what we'll do and this is what we will not do. And I'm always going to be honest with you. I'm going to tell you if something works. I'm going to tell you if it doesn't work. Um, Sometimes your clients will test you. They'll come up with some crazy scenario to see if you're just interested in selling them something, or are you interested in really taking care of them. And so what happens is that you do not want to put so much pressure on your sales team that they're focusing on just selling anything and everything because they're trying to reach a number. It's like there's a point where, and it's at the very beginning, where you need to establish the ground rules for sales as far as your ethics goes for the company. All right. So, in your terms of use, you should have certain things that you say, you have the right to refuse, certain clients. And you say you do it based on your moral and ethical guidelines. You need to say that, okay? Because people will contact you and they will say stuff that you don't agree with, or they'll try to promote stuff that you don't agree with, and you have to say no. Then there's the other scenario, all right? When they're doing something and they're trying to tag on services that you in your group of services don't offer, but they want you to do that as well. And the thing is, they want it done for free. All right. Now, here's the point. Not trying to be the bad guy, not trying to say anything negative. But what happens is there's a point where you have to say, No. And it's because you need to protect your brand, you need to protect your integrity. You have to be able to say no and feel very comfortable saying no. Um, you can get a t-shirt made said no, not today. It said um, don't even ask, that's crazy, something like that. But the point that I'm making is you just got to get comfortable saying no. Now, when I say baked into your at the beginning, or establishing the guidelines at the beginning, everyone in the organization needs to know what the rules are, what we do and don't do. It's not about hitting a number, because sometimes when you hit the number and then you realize what it costs to hit the number, man, it's a huge toll. And then everyone else who is saying no in your organization, you got this one guy or one girl who's constantly saying yes to everything, it erodes the integrity of the whole organization. So you have to do that. And then that means that, and what that meant was that early on, what we did was we decided that we needed to say no to a certain market group in our company. One of the groups, a big group, which people were like, I can't believe that you don't deal with customers that are selling items less than $5,500. I mean, if they're less than $500, you are not doing business with them. And we were like, yeah, okay. And what I mean by that is like the lower end items, the $7 products that people come to us to try to promote, the um, the $35 products, the affiliate offer that's $23, and they want to take it global. And we said no. And the reason why we said no was because we wanted to focus on a specific type of clientele, a clientele that wanted to make a large amount of money per sale. And what happens is we decided on the number of $500 or more, and or 497, whatever. Um, but the bottom line is that the transaction value has to be at least $500. And people wondered, why did we decide to do that? Because every digital marketing company out there besides us will take your money if you come to them with a $7 item and say you want to promote it. As long as you give them the money, they don't care. But what happens is that we focus on creating residual long term wealth for our clients. And so we focus on high end products that have extremely good value. And some products we will not promote, even if it's $500 or more, based on the um, efficacy of it. So some programs will not get promoted, and it's okay. And we got real comfortable saying no. And then you have to get to a point in your life where you just don't do everything, or you promote everything, or you promise everything. You have to get to a point where you're comfortable saying no and meaning it and being okay with that. Now, here's the thing. Um, the thing about saying no is you don't want to be in a position where you are judging whether the product will succeed or not. That's not the issue, because that's not your position. The position of, in this case, a marketer is marketing something that you feel comfortable marketing, because you feel like the product does not violate your ethical guidelines, internal ethical guidelines, or something that you feel like is wrong to put out in the marketplace because of the societal impact. So, for example, I remember I was talking to someone and they were trying to sell flavored tobacco. And they were asking my opinion since I'm in the industry. And I could not really ethically give them a lot of advice because I was like, it's not something I believe in because it's killing people, you know. And I was like, no, I'm not lending my energy to that because I don't want to help you to kill people. Okay. So those were my thoughts. And whether good or bad, as far as people, thinking that I should have, you need to be objective. No, I will not help you to kill people. And that's just it. Okay. So anyway, the point I'm making, there are points where you just say no, and you have to be comfortable with that concept. You have to be comfortable with the concept of the 80-20 principle. And the 80-20 principle in this setting is you have to know what clients are taking up 80% of your time, but they're giving you 20% of your revenue. And there are certain clients you have to say no to from the beginning. There are times when people will contact us and will say, no, this isn't a good fit because this product is going to require a lot of manpower, and the client may not be willing to pay for the additional manpower. And you have to be able to say no to that, because what happens is it's going to be a drain on the manpower. And you have to know that from the beginning. And you have to tell the client, look, oh, I don't think it's going to be a good fit because of the drain on the manpower that this product is going to take to promote. You probably need to look for another firm because of that problem. And it's okay, because most clients will respect the fact that you told them the truth, not told them whatever you were trying to tell them and then have it be a problem 2 or 3 weeks down the line. And that's a problem. So you are honest, you're truthful, and you have integrity. Wow. And you said no. So those are the things you need to bake that in to your documents on your website. Let everyone in the organization. Number two, let everyone in your organization know what's going. You do not want to be in the habit of just being so hungry for a client that you are willing to say anything and do anything to get that client. And lastly, you want to make sure that you do not be in a position where one client is hogging 90% of your resources so that you can't perform for the rest of your clients. You have to be able to walk away from certain clients. So those are my tips for dealing with clients, setting up, saying no, and setting up your organization so that people can thrive and not feel pressured to reach a sales goal at any cost. At any cost. I don't care how many babies you have to kill. No, no. It's crazy. You do not want to make that your goal as a business owner or the director of a sales or marketing department. All right. Thank you guys so much for your attention to this video. I want you to subscribe to the channel if you like more information on how to run your business and some tips and tricks on marketing. And also, if you have a product or service that is worth $500 or more, consider working with ClickSpread. We'll get you there, baby. Marketing like crazy.